Hey there, Carl and Erynn here, and hope you're having a good fall. And we'd like to show you a tune from a great woman banjo player down from Tennessee named Aunt Bertha Robinson.
Great.
And she had a lot of great tunes, um, and including this one, Bucking Mule. It goes like this. Bucking Mule.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carl.
Sure.
So, lots of fun, and you can do some simple variations and make this tune sound great. And it could go really fast or moderate, whatever you feel like it's going to sound good. Bucking Mule. Okay, so we're going to do a lot of shuffle bow. We're basically trying to emulate finger-picked banjo, and this shuffle bow pattern seemed to fit in best with what Aunt Bertha Robinson was doing. So I'm going to keep it simple here, and then we can add variations if we want to. So shuffle bow, long, short, short, long, short, short, up to the fourth finger. And I put a little slur in here, up, up, down, up. And I change it a lot, so this is just one way to do it. Slur. Let's do that again a little slower. Starting on the G note. Slur. And I'm slurring from one string to the other. And like I say, if you wanted to put a slur in a different place, you totally could. Like you might go slur, all separate. That would work too. Okay, here's the next phrase. Okay, so we start on the shuffle bow again for the second phrase. And I did a couple quarter notes because I heard her doing that. And then sometimes when you're doing shuffle bow, there's a slur on the long part of it. So that's what I'm doing here. Slur, short, short, slur, up. So I'm slurring on the up bow, open to third finger on the A string, and then first finger, short, short, and then open to third again, going from A to D string. So that's a good exercise in its own if you're trying to get used to that, slurring across the bar line and still doing a shuffle bow. Slur. And we could loop that, because if you can do that with shuffle bow, You've really got it down. Adding the slur and going from string to string. Slur on the up bow, down, up, then down bow, down, up, slur. And in the actual tune, it'll go slur. Let me do that again, starting down bow. Slur. Up. Again. Slur. First finger. Slur. And back up. I'm going to end on the up bow. So our first phrase again was slur. Second phrase, slur. And let's do the first one again. That's your whole A part. You just do that twice. So let's try that. So I thought that suited her banjo playing the most, but you know, instead of going, you certainly could do shuffle bow all the way through there. Or you could add variations. Threw a little G chord in, first finger on the A string, low second on the E. Or you can add anything in those little G chord moments. So there's lots of chance for improvisation and variation with a simple melody like this. But it's good to just get into that basic groove first and then start playing around in there and having fun. Okay, your B part has more shuffle bow. We're going to start on the G note on your D string, third finger. That's your first phrase of the B part. Slur. Slur. Open A to G. Okay, and your next phrase. So it starts with that G shuffle note again on the D string. And I'm going to continue the shuffle bowing pattern with the slur pattern. Slur. And then do a few separate notes. And that's the end of that phrase. You could also go, sorry. That would work as well. Slur. So on the transcription, I do that as the middle one where there's a couple slurs. And Aunt Bertha Robinson repeats the B phrase. There's that big long phrase. She repeats it 3 times, which is really common in a lot of old time tunes actually. And I really like tunes that have 3 phrases to them. So let's try it. And it repeats it, second time. make sure I end on an up bow so I can start the tune again at the A part. B part. Back to the beginning, etc. So yeah, when you're playing the jam sessions, you might want to tell people if it's a 3-phrase part, and people often forget because nowadays they're so used to just 16 bars apart and 2 equal parts that people forget. So you might have to just remind them it's got an extra phrase in that B part, but it's really beautiful and certainly not uncommon. And then on that B part, it gets wonderful Zen-like and hypnotic. That's why I like the extra longer phrase in there. And I'm adding these. That's a simple way you can variate it. Instead of just going, you can go. Makes a nice variation, just going back and forth between the D and A strings on that G chord. And you could roll up to that G note. Make some interesting bucking mule sounds, things. Having fun on that G chord. So that's what I recommend. Let's try it a little faster. Bucking Mule. Hope you have a lot of fun with that tune. One other thing to remember, that shuffle pattern, it does this shuffle thing twice in the A part. Before going up to that high note. And on the B part, it's kind of 3 shuffles before the melody changes. And at first, I had to really remember that the B part only twice. Because that B part made me want to stay on that high note longer than I should. So that's a tip for this tune. Hope you enjoy Bucking Mule by Aunt Bertha Robinson.